all know how important it is to have a will, in other words, a plan to make sure that your estate's protected for those you love.
Yeah, but what so many of us don't think about is making sure that we also protect our digital estate. So what is that? Craig Milano's here to explain it this morning. Hey, thanks for coming on, Craig.
Scott, Anita, it's great to be back. Everyone does a fantastic job putting their loved ones in a position to be successful when it comes to transferring the family home, the investment accounts, the bank accounts, but everyone continues to come up short when it comes to their digital footprint, their emails, their social media accounts, all the photos, all the videos stored in the cloud, and we need to make sure people start addressing that.
Yeah, you know, I got to admit, I had never even heard of this until this morning, and I was really fascinated by it. You know, for me personally, I had a colleague, sad story, and she took her own life, and a lot of people said some really cruel things on her Facebook page, which existed for years after her death, and you got me thinking, what do I need to do? What do people need to do if maybe they want to protect all those images of themselves and their Instagrams and their TikToks and their Facebook pages? What should they do?
Well, that's just it. You know, we're getting to this point where some of the major service providers are just now providing this concept of a legacy contact, so your digital footprint will not exist for years afterwards, as is the situation that you mentioned with your former colleague. But what everyone needs to take ownership of, what we can control right now today, is everyone should have a will. Some people should have a trust, and we need to make sure we name what we call a digital executor, someone who's going to be in a legal capacity to interact with all these service providers once we pass away. And following that, I think it's mission critical for each of us. You know, it's not like our digital footprint comes to our mailbox. So the people that you love, your family, you're going to need to create an inventory of everything that you have, everything that you use, and you're going to need to make sure they have passwords, sign-on credentials, etc., to grant them ease of access.
Oh, golly, that's a lot to think about.
No kidding.
You know, here's the thing. Nobody likes to give out their passwords to anyone unless they absolutely have to. We know how people act when somebody's about to die or they see you're on the way out. People act like scavengers. So we always got to protect what we've got until we die.
So true.
So how do you protect that information even with the person you choose to be your executor of the estate? Is there like a, I don't want to say a kill switch, but you know, like one of those things that launches your passwords or something?
Anita, I love it. So, you know, what we talk about with everybody is this. I understand why you certainly don't want to be sharing your credentials with everybody today, but there isn't a reason in the same firebox, vault, safety deposit box, or with a trusted professional, your attorney, where a living document can reside. So you don't have to give out everything to your family members today, but there's no reason you can't store that critical information, the inventory list, the credential and password list, in that firebox or safety deposit box so that they have access once you're actually gone.
Real quick to Anita's point, and I've had personal experience with this with my own family, she's right. There is a rush to get your hands on as much loot as possible. What do you want people to know about timelines? I mean, if somebody, you know, heaven forbid, passes and they have, you know, all kinds of subscriptions, digital subscriptions to streaming services and things like that, is there a window where we know that these things are going to be cut off so that money is secure?
That's a great question, Scott. You know, and every user agreement is different. So we do have what I call severe time decay when it comes to our digital footprint, because with big data out there, once someone publishes an obituary, trust me, Google, Gmail, they're eventually going to find out about it and start shutting down accounts. So the easiest thing to do, again, is just to be prepared. Create that inventory and specifically work with an attorney inside of your will or your trust to name a digital executor, and then that way you won't have to worry about the number of days in a specific user agreement and the concept of time decay.
All right, well, Craig Milano's, thank you so much. Of course, you're the founder and the CEO of Wealth Management Group. Great advice.
Good stuff.
Didn't even think about
Me
this.
neither.
When I heard that we were doing this, I'm like, what is this? I've never even thought about this, but you bring up so much good information. Thank you.
You're welcome. Great to be back.
Yeah, good to see you.